office there. There we go.
Right. Well, I wanted to thank you for taking time to speak with me, my friends.
You're welcome.
It's lovely to meet you.
So where are you?
And I'm in Massillon, Ohio. Not too far from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
That's nice.
All right.
Good area.
I wanted to ask you guys about the creative process for the album. Do you have a set formula when you go to lay down a track?
It depends on sometimes someone will come with a complete idea. Other times they might come with a riff or a lyric or a melody or something. Then we'll work on it together. But it really depends. It's not one single way of doing it.
Yeah, or someone can come with some lyrics and then we set up some music to it, and yeah, it works either way.
And I wanted to ask you as well, Run For Your Life is a great single. Did you know when you laid the track down that was going to be a track that you was going to release as a video?
I don't think I was.
No, we didn't. Because when we did Run For Your Life, we still had other songs to complete. So we didn't know if we were going to have other songs that would be like more suitable to be the single. But yeah, well, also we have the other single, which is Prophetess of Dreams, which was single, yes.
And oh, go ahead.
No, and well, it looks like we are planning to have yet another single. So I still don't know which one, or we cannot reveal which one is going to be.
I don't think we know which one it's going to
be. Yeah.
The really nice thing about this album is that there are lots of contenders. There's not really that much. There's no sort of filler track, if you like.
If I was going to put my vote in, my favorite track on the album is Dangerous Minds.
Oh. Yeah, there's a lot of imagery that a lot of the songs conjure up, which makes putting videos together for them in terms of the material a lot easier, because there's generally a very good core idea in each song which you can then elaborate on and create a video to match it.
Yeah, I guess that's why Run For Your Life was a good contender for a music video, because it had the imagery of, like, you know, running away from the wolf, that Red Riding Hood sort of style, with the woman running through the woods and being chased by the wolf. So it had good imagery to go for a video, basically.
I wanted to ask you as well, your style is very unique and very true. It's one thing that really brought me into the band. You have a sound that's all your own, but yet it's diverse in musical direction. I wanted to ask you, what are some bands that influenced your sound?
Well, I think we all have different influences. Shall I just start?
Yeah, well, that's probably what makes it interesting, right? And maybe diverse. Everyone's coming from a different music background.
Okay, for myself, coming from a little bit of the folk background, I don't know if you know, but Serpentyne was born out of more of a folk roots and Celtic roots. And we had the bagpipes, we had the hurdy-gurdy, and I was playing the harmonium, which is, you know, like a portable organ. And so that's a bit of my influences. On the other hand, also being a singer, I am very much influenced by big choirs, big orchestral choirs, on all sorts of genres, maybe from classical music, and also, sorry, I got dogs here, so
that's okay.
they agree, they say yes, they just
yes.
So that's basically my background. That's just for me. Now everyone else has different.
Yeah, I go through everyone. Well, I really got into sort of the whole sort of symphonic metal stuff through the obvious stuff like Nightwish, Within Temptation, Lacuna Coil, Evanescence, sort of back in the 90s.
Epica.
Epica, yeah. There's lots of
same as me.
yeah. There's those are sort of the main influences for symphonic. But I've come from quite a diverse musical background anyway, so there's lots of other influences at play there. Sort of classic metal stuff, Iron Maiden, bits of Metallica. There's a lot of stuff rattling around up there.
Yeah, I'm more of an 80s rock and metal grew up with, so a lot of my early influences were that kind of music, good old AC/DC and the like, and he's never really lost it. So that sort of stuff, that nice sort of driving sound, which seems to blend in very well with the whole symphonic side of things in the 8 or 9 years that I've been in this band now. So I think it works well, and as you said, it is quite a unique style, and I think that is born out of the fact that we have got quite a diverse sort of musical background, which has just come together and worked really well.
Yeah, the same for me. It's pretty much as John said, all symphonic metal in general. So Nightwish, Epica, Within Temptation, the usual one, but also a lot of Viking and power metal, which is more like double double kick and face tracks and that kind of music, like Blind Guardian, Rhapsody, that sort of vibe, Avantasia. That's it, really.
Yeah, and I guess with me as the guitar, I'm been just to throw into the mix. More like down-tuned riffs from like bands who use 7 or 8 string guitars. So there's a few riffs on this new album which are on a much sort of lower end of that sort of scale. So bands like Deftones and Korn and things like that. Some of the breakdown riffs are inspired by them.
I wanted to ask you as well. The album cover is very immersive with the album itself. I wanted to ask you how the concept came to you and who's responsible for the artwork.
It was a long time coming.
Well, I think we were looking for a female representative, like a woman, because most of our songs are also based on female characters. Like in the past, we had the Dark Queen, Helm of Troy, Joan of Arc, Angel of the Night, which happens to be a female angel. And in this album, we have Prophetess of Dreams. And so we thought it would be the prophetess with some kind of a crystal ball, and then some nightmarish
creature.
So you got the dragon, the serpent, you got the wolf, nod to the wolf, and various other creatures.
Yeah, and then we found this guy Harley Velasquez, who did the finalized the artwork with his own artistic touch.
I wanted to ask you as well, you guys have worked so hard on this album and made something very special. I wanted to ask you, now that the album is complete and it's out for the world to hear, what lies ahead for you?
Well, writing the next album.
Touring to come.
We're touring touring this album, but also getting on with. We've already started writing new material for the next one, so we'll be hopefully getting that one out a little bit quicker than this one.
Yes, as it happens, we are playing the songs for the first time next week. Really, we are leaving for this tour supporting Chaya and Marco Hitala. So we will be going to
Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, and Poland.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then we've got a few UK dates coming up shortly after that. A bit of a UK tour with Deep Sun.
Deep Sun, some festivals we're playing.
Festivals as well, yes.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, on that level, when a fan comes to see you live, what can they expect?
Energy.
high energy.
Yes, as much energy as we can provide to give our fans a good time and yeah, enjoy a good rock show.
Yeah, it's also to do with the theme of the songs. They're all about, you know, fantasy, magic, mythology, you know.
There's again, like with the sources of the musical inspiration, there's a lot of different themes. They're tied together, but they come from sort of different places. So you know, we've had the mythological stuff, we've had the historical songs. These ones are more, I think these ones are more up to date. Some of them dealing with like mental illness,
Dangerous Mind.
Dangerous Mind, and Nigel's the primary lyricist. So Maggie does lyrics for the other ones, but yeah, it's just blame him and her.
And speaking of the lyrics, what are your inspirations for lyrics? Is it through movies, books, life in general? What are things that you derive your topics from?
Well, I'll start. To remind it. Well, in my case, obviously, I have a lot of information in my brain about fantasy stories and all that. But basically, when I hear a tune, then I start thinking this tune takes me to, for example, there's a song called "The Promised Land," you know, and it feels like it's taking us somewhere else, you know, or away from the world. This tune makes me feel like we are just going away from this world in a dream. And so I think it's a bit the tune and the rhythm for me that inspires me to bring all that information that I already have in my brain. What about you, Nigel?
Yeah, I think there's probably a lot of sort of subconscious material lurking just below the surface, which I'd sort of draw upon with these songs, quite often based around perhaps one of Lee's riffs that he provides, and that sometimes spins me off in a certain direction in terms of what I think would fit well with it, and then just try and write some decent lyrics that actually make sense.
I wanted to ask you as well, if you could take me back in time, tell me how this band became a reality.
Well, Maggie, starts.
He's the only one left.
Well, I founded the band, and when it started just like a very how do you call it? It was a mixture of medieval and Celtic and folk. I started with my music partner Mark, who was playing the hurdy-gurdy, and I was playing the harmonium, and then we brought in a percussionist and a flute player. So it was basically very much in that particular genre. And that was in 2010, but little by little, we were playing a lot of medieval festivals and things like that, but it was really my fault. I wanted to make the band a little bit more accessible to rock festivals. So I decided to bring a proper drummer, and that's when John arrived. He was the first one to change the sound. And then little by little, then Nigel arrived with bass, with electric bass, then Lee with a guitar, and finally, then John changed from drums to keyboards, and then we have Marco on drums, and that's how it is. The original people that were playing the hurdy-gurdy, and they didn't stay because it was a completely different genre, and for them it was not really their cup of tea. So that's how it developed. So they join in. I would say from end of 2015 to now, it's almost 10 years since the band became more of a rock band.
And one that appeals to me is I'm a huge Jethro Tull fan. And to me, this band reminds me of Jethro Tull on steroids. It takes it one step further and just provides just a even greater spectrum of sound, and it's something that's truly amazing. And I think that's really what drives a person in, is that you're limitless in what you can accomplish and what you can go and do. And I think it's great that you set the standard so early on.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much. We
Thank you for your
we
kind
love
words,
we
yeah.
love Jethro Tull. So that's
Should we bring back the flute then?
Well, funnily enough, I'm learning the low whistle, so watch this space.
So I will ask you to go around the horn and tell me each of your favorite Jethro Tull albums.
Oh,
It's outside of my scope, that one.
Take us a break.
I quite like Aqualung.
yeah, Aqualung is a good
Yeah.
one. You know.
Thick as Rick was a great album. Aqualung, I think, for me, takes.
Yeah.
I have to say that even the latest one, The Navigator, there's actually a pretty
Yes.
interesting album. You know, it's be underestimated, but if you listen to it and dive into it, it's actually pretty good album to me.
Songs from the Wood was the one that really did it for me. It just provided this feel throughout, this acoustic feel that is like a statement saying, I don't have to go and do something totally out of the way and try to provide all these Baroque feels. I can just do something that's total natural, you know, and I just truly love that sound.
No commenting on I think loads.
Yeah. Because there was, don't know if you know the band Osric Tentacles, their original flautist, Jumping John Egan, John Le Champignon. He was inspired by Jethro Tull, and I sort of did quite a bit of music stuff with him in sort of the early 2010s. So there's a link.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you as well. Here we are, the album is released, and I wanted to ask you, how will it be presented? Will you have physical and online copies?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And what is the best way to achieve a merchandise that you have, my friends?
At the moment, you can go to Bandcamp.
Well, for the new album,
For the new album,
they have to go to Rock Shots.
Rock Shots. So yeah, Rock Shots Records.
Yeah.
For the physical.
Rock Shots. Do we have a complete link?
Yeah. It's rockshots.eu, I believe.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Rockshots.eu.
We can send you the links.
And then I think it's / Tales from the Dark, something like that. It's got a specific link to buy it.
And will tour merchandising also be available on your websites?
Yes.
Yes, we do have a top page now.
Yes.
Yeah. You can get it all available from there. Links are under the merchandising page.
And lastly, I wanted to ask you, my friends, if you could give a message to your fans, what would that message be?
Thank you for all your continued support and love for the band, and your patience for when we deliver this new album, and all of the enthusiasm and the positivity that's already come forward from people on social media and everything like that. It's been a really good start to the new release. So yeah, we're really pleased.
Basically, stay strong, look after each other, and take care of yourself.
See you on the road. See you out on tour.
Yes.
And for your particular audience, we'd love to come and play in the USA sometime soon, hopefully.
We would love to have you here. I think you'd be a perfect fit here. And I wanted to take a moment to personally thank you for creating an album that I enjoyed from top to bottom. It was hard for me to pick a couple tracks to discuss because it is amazing from top to bottom. You should be very proud of this album you created.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Very nice.
Thank you.
It's good to hear.
Well, thank you, my friends, and you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
All right, just stay nice.
Thank you very much. It's lovely to meet you.
Yeah, thank you for speaking with us.
Great meeting you, and please feel free to keep in touch at any time, my friends.
Yeah.
We definitely will.
Right. So this
Cheers, my friends.
Thanks, Robert.
Thank you.
Cheers. Take care.
Take care.
So
There we go.
we stop the recording now.
Thanks for a great time, my friends.
I'll send you the recording for this.
Great. Thank you very much. And you guys have a great rest of your night, my friends.
Rightio.
Have his email address? Yes.
You've got the contact with it.
Did you send us your email address
Absolutely. I will do that.
so that we can send you the recording? Yeah. Okay.
I'll send it to you on your Instagram.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right.
Oh,
Cheers.
okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye.